Good evening. I call to order the February 5th, 2025 meeting of the Apache Junction Parks and Recreation Commission. It is now 6:01, and please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, thank you so much. And may I have a roll call, please?
Felicia Madrid.
Here.
Judy Bory.
Here.
Frank Shanebeck.
Here.
D.L. Kine.
Here.
Cheryl Bigelow.
Here.
Heather Moeller.
Here. All right, thank you. The commission may at this time take single action on any or all items listed as consent agenda items. These include acceptance of agendas and acceptance of minutes. Any members of the commission may remove any item from the consent agenda for discussion and cause a separate vote on the matter later in the agenda. May I have a motion or approval for the agenda meeting minutes?
I move that the Parks and Rec Commission accept the agenda as presented and approve the minutes from the December 4th, 2024 regular meeting.
And may I have a second?
I'll second that.
May I have a roll call? I apologize.
It's okay. Cheryl Bigelow.
Yes.
Felicia Madrid.
Yes.
Judy Bory.
Yes.
Frank Shanebeck.
Yes.
D.L. Kine.
Yes.
Heather Moeller.
Yes.
And that motion passes.
Thank you. All right. Do any of the commissioners have anything that they would like to share since we haven't seen each other since December? Any activities that you participated with Parks and Recreation for the new year, last year?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, so I went to the Borough Run.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I might have done some things differently, like vendor-wise and stuff. Like I would have had different kinds of vendors. I mean, more vendors. I really loved to see the utilization of the Rodeo Grounds for something that wasn't, like a parks or a city event. So it was super, super great.
I made it
Oh,
to
but
the
wait,
Winter
let
Festival.
me go to February.
More, I know.
I know. Because I know I'm going to forget. So I did go, I don't remember if it was in January, though. The concert and the night, was that December or January? It was, okay, so I did go to, and let me tell you, that was fabulous, too. So I'm going to the next one on the 8th.
I think they did switch up the name of the,
Yeah, this one's the
band.
concert. I think they do a different one every month.
but I think they advertise it as like the 60s. And
Yeah,
now it's
this is
something
the
else.
60s, guys. Yeah, but that was really fun, and that kind of was surprising because I was kind of expecting like park rangers to like kind of be walking around, and so people were like smoking like openly and stuff, and I was like, oh dang, okay, where's the rangers at the last concert? So yeah, so I guess that's not monitored, huh? There's not a park ranger there. Okay. I didn't notice anybody. Okay, I'll pay more attention next month. Oh yeah, no.
You're like,
I'm
wait a
sorry.
minute, let's
No,
clarify.
Yes, sorry, cigarettes. Because I know sometimes with public things, you smoke a distance away and stuff.
No, not in a crowd.
Okay. Go ahead, Frank.
Oh, okay. I went to Winter Festival on Candy Cane Lane. I was passing out the first ones free, after that. And then just recently back in the gym and on the bicycle again. That's about it.
Nice. I'll go next. Let's see. Gosh, if it's been since December, then my girls and I did the holiday festival, and we were kind of running around a little bit. We were trying to meet Santa, and then we sort of missed that. So then we ran to the tree lighting, missed that. So that was on us. But everything. But then we got prime seats for the parade of lights. And they got to see Santa on the front of the fire truck and got candy. And so that was really good. And then I participated, was that January, DL? The paint?
It was December.
Okay, December. We did the paint night, and we got to hang out with some of our lovely staff, and that was a lot of fun. We did, oh yeah, it was December, because we did a Christmas cactus. And that's just, it's such a fun event, like seeing how everyone's turns out. And, you know, some people had a skinny cactus and some people had a fat one. So, yeah, I think that was it, though, I did for since last meeting.
Well, you stole my thunder. I was going to talk about the
Yeah.
paint and pour. I'm super excited because
do
there's
better.
a paint and pour tomorrow, and I will be there as well. I'm happy to report my cactus was well received. I did give it to one of my best friends for cat sitting, and she said I did such a good job. I was like, I'll sign up every month. And I do want to call it, if you guys ever want to do it, sign up early, because seats do fill up quickly. But I think it would be really fun as a commission to all do it one month, if you guys are down.
Yeah.
Book it for March,
Yeah, there you go, March.
just not tomorrow because it's booked.
Is that a challenge?
It is a challenge, and then we
It is.
can bring in our art and show off.
Oh, there you go. The instructor's really great, though. She's super patient, and it's really fun. Yeah, it's really fun. She was the artist that was at our party in the park, and she did the live painting. Carrie, yeah, I know it's Carrie. I don't want to butcher her last name. So.
Yep, and for me, it was, the light parade, of course, and the lighting of the tree, and it's just gorgeous, It's fun to watch everybody put that tree up, It's a big effort when they go out there and start setting up that tree, and they did a great job on the tree and also on the parade. The parade was phenomenal. It gets better and better each year, it seems.
I do like to look at the tree. Like, I don't know exactly when it comes down in January, but it's like I'll just be sitting there, I look over, and I'm like, oh, it's gone. Until next year.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
I can't leave out the senior center. So, because everybody that watches, you have to come to the senior center. And I actually helped Edith last month. I volunteered to help her get the crafts ready. I'm telling you, she is such a great crafter. And last month, I still haven't taken a picture of it. It was just like these beautiful wired hearts, and we put plants on them. You made them like into like a little dream catcher kind of thing with beads. So yes, I do go to the senior center, and I participated in arts and crafts this month.
Which reminds me, can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
It's a February thing, but my daughter, I'm not going to be coaching Girls on the Run this year. Too busy, but I'm super excited for Josephine because she's going to be participating in Girls on the Run, and it starts next week. And she's just super excited for some of the coaches to see them again, and she's made friendships that have lasted. This will be her 3rd year. So I know she's growing up, but she's excited. She actually said last year, I'm not going to do it again. And then she was like right on it again. So we're super excited for Girls on the Run to start.
And I'd just like to say one more thing, too, is thank you, Jamie, for the ornament. It is
Oh, yeah.
so
Yeah, these are cool.
cool.
These are fun. Thank you.
So cool. Thank you.
I did participate. Is it pints and paint? Is that what it's called? No,
Paint and pour.
paint and pints.
I don't know.
I did do
Make
it in January, and I was super excited to learn the new technique that, for me, with the gold, whatever it was, and it was wonderful, and I did enjoy it. And I had a fabulous cream soda. It's quite delicious. So, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, thank you so much for sharing. It looks like we're going to move right along and ask Superintendent Dave Butler for the staff report.
All right, good evening, everyone. So I have a couple major project updates for you tonight. We are finally done with converting all of our ball field lighting to Musco lighting, so SSP is done. We have just a few programming things to tighten up, and then all of our ball fields are now on LED, dark sky approved lighting. And also this week, we also passed the IDA test for the softball fields, soccer fields at Prospector, as well as the ball field at SSP. So all of our lighting is now IDA dark sky compliant. The other big project that we have that we're about 80% done on is the drainage work at Supervision Shadows Park. We had some issues with permitting and then just material lead time, so we're a little behind on that one, but we are about 80% of the way there. We hope to wrap that one up in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It really just depends on concrete and a few other things that we're waiting to finish up right now. So that's probably our largest projects right now. This time of year, we really shift our focus into getting ready for LDM, LDD. Little League starts ramping up this time of year with practices, so we move our parks team to those big events and programming things that we have. This map that you see in front of you is, I wanted to bring this tonight as we talk about LDD and LDM, actually. These areas in yellow are areas that we've spent probably the last week and a half, 2 weeks clearing out, grading, removing all that vegetation and dead stuff that's in there, trying to free up parking, trying to make better use of the space that we already have. And just those 3 areas, it's taken us about 2 weeks of just constant clearing and hauling off debris and material to get rid of it. We've cleaned out, this one on the right side here we're guessing another 80 to 100 parking spots for the main parking area. This little spot on the bottom here, we've actually cleaned out and graded all of that out for vendor parking and overnight camping parking, specifically for the rodeo. And then this one over here on the left side of your screen is where all of the contestants and rodeo royalty park. And that's always been a challenge in having enough space for those contestants and Queens parking. So our entire parks team works together on this. So it takes so many people, so much time out there that it's really a huge effort that those guys put in out there. Upcoming project that I wanted to take a little time on right now was the MGC shower conversion starts February 24th. So the locker rooms will be closed from February until, right now it's projected about May. It's about 3 to 4 month timeline for total completion. And what I have right here in front of you is this drawing on the right is our existing layout and floor plan for the restrooms, or I'm sorry, the locker rooms. Ladies on the left, men on the right, single shower, and they're in with the regular restrooms. The goal of the whole project is to actually meet ADA compliance. So the current showers are not ADA compliant. So that was the initial goal of the project, was to bring them into compliance with ADA. As you see on the left here, this is what the new floor plan will be. So the showers will actually be separated from the restroom area, which also serves, you know, if there's young children in there and people are showering, it just kind of keeps a separation from them having to see that kind of stuff. Also, the showers are going to be non-gendered, just open showers. So you'll enter from the hall into a single shower room, and that's all that's in there, is just a shower. The lockers will stay, although smaller, in the restroom and then outside of the showers as well. So there will still be lockers. I don't have an exact count. I didn't think of that until right now, but we are adding lockers back in. So we're not technically losing anything. In the end, we're actually adding a third shower to the facility. So we end up getting another shower, and all 3 of them are ADA compliant now. So we have 3 new showers.
How is that gonna work if it's like non-gender? So like the one with 2 showers, a guy can be in one shower and a woman can be in the other?
So they are actually completely separate rooms.
Oh, okay.
Yep, so all 3 of them are their own individual room.
Oh, I see that, okay.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see, but you can see that there's this hashed line right here is actually a wall. So they're separate, completely separate rooms. So we thought of everything. And then just to give you an idea, these are the actual, if you were in looking at the elevation of the shower. So everything in there is actually fully ADA compliant. So the seats, the handles, the grab bars, everything in there is fully ADA compliant. So again, that starts on February 24th, and we think that will go hopefully middle of May. Could be a little longer. Again, it's construction, so it might change the timeline just a little bit. And then I don't have a display for this one, but we are just got our permitting done for light poles at Supervision Shadows Park. So we are changing out 24 light poles throughout the park. A lot of them have been rusted, and we did lose a few I believe, last monsoon season, just from being rusted out at the base. So we do have 24 new light poles coming for the entire park. So those are our upcoming projects. And I believe that's all I have.
Any additions on the lighting, or is it just the existing one?
No additional lights are going in. They are just replacing what's there. So some are complete poles, some are whole new foundation and pole, but no additional lighting.
Can you give me a reminder on the pickleball? Like we were extending the pickleball courts, right?
We are still in design. We have, right now we have 60% design documents, and those are just in the review process. We hope to have construction documents, the end of this month is our goal. So once we have 100% design, then we can go to the bidding process for that. So
And then when that happens, the other courts though outside, you can still use them?
yeah, you will still have access to the tennis and pickleball courts.
Okay.
I see SRP has a deal going where if they have to remove one of our trees for power lines, they replace it with, what, 3 or 4?
Yes, so we do have a program with SRP. They've already removed 30 trees
30 trees.
Under power lines. And for every tree that they remove, we get 3 24-inch box trees. So they're actually very large nursery-grown trees. So it's 3 for 1. So we will have 90 new trees. That planning project is supposed to start on February 13th and take about 2 to 3 weeks.
Do they do the removal, or do we
No.
have to remove the tree?
Yep, they have already done all of the removals. They're all already out. And then they do the planting as well.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's a great deal. It's a great program.
Who gets to decide where the trees are going?
So we have given them maps and locations for, right now, about 68 trees. We have another 20, whatever that math is, left that we're still trying to find locations for. But we decide where those trees are best placed.
And what is the department considering when you guys are looking for where to put those trees?
So we want to put them back as close as we can to where they were to maintain the original landscape intent and aesthetic in those areas. Obviously, they took them out because they're under power lines. So there is an approved tree list for that you can go right back in that same spot. So in those, we've selected from those. Others, we've just lost so many trees over the years from monsoon damage, whatever other reason that we've taken trees out. So a lot of them are going back in those spots where we've lost large trees in the past.
Is our heat zone something we're considering? Like, I recall we did like there's a heat zone map or something. Maybe we didn't talk about it here, but just areas where there is high heat, maybe from a parking lot or otherwise.
We really are trying to put them back where there's already irrigation in place, so then we don't have to, extend irrigation and all that. So we're trying to put them back anywhere that we currently have irrigation to. A lot of those are already in parking islands at here at the City Hall complex. A lot of them at Prospector Park or near parking areas. So we trying to take those additional 60 trees that we're getting and find the best spots for them where heat or shade or not required, but ideal.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And additionally, Apache Trail Median is one of the projects that we are trying to expand the tree canopy downtown, make that much more aesthetically pleasing. And so Dave's identified areas where we would use some of those in that space as well.
That medium project is awesome. I mean, I understand it has to be slow due to budget, but every step just makes it look so much better.
It really does. From dirt to what it is now, it's
Yeah.
it's been a
Makes
great
our
project.
town look so much better.
Thank you very much, Dave. All right. So presentation, discussion, and update on upcoming events and activities by Jamie Sullivan.
One moment, please. It's not the same as on my computer. I'm trying to hit play all where it shows it like oh. Or the second one. Okay. Oh, here we go. I got this, guys. I got it. Thank you, Dave. Okay, so I want you to have some entertainment while I rattle off all the good stuff. So good evening. It's been 2 months since we have last met, and a lot has happened. Not just the holiday event, but we're so far into the new year that we kind of forgot that that happened after we last met. So we did have a very successful holiday event. We had a large crowd, larger than years past, but it is also probably because we had amazing weather that day. We had a lot of happy vendors. We had great food. The light parade was, I think we had over 30 entries into the light parade. So overall, it was very, very successful event. We did have Santa Paws at our dog park. Jared was a magician, and he did one at the Dutchman, and then he just quickly got over and did another one out at Painted Sky. We had over 150 pups in at both between the two of them. So Flatiron Fridays, I had shared with you guys that that was a new program that we were going to be doing along with the businesses that are over near Flatiron. We anticipated it being slow because of the cold weather in December and January, and we were correct. But we do feel that numbers are going to pick up. But there are food trucks, there are a few crafters over there. We have Parks and Rec over there, and that's every Friday at 4 p.m. We are finishing up soccer when it comes to sports. In December, we had our Jingle Bowl. We finished that up, so that's flag football for adults who want to pretend they're 12. Oh, no, I shouldn't say that, but we have adult flag football tournament. It was very successful as well. I don't know if anybody made it out to Silly Mountain to go find gnomes, but our gnomes invaded Silly Mountain in December, and if you snapped a photo and threw it up on our Facebook, then we would give you a free day pass to come and check out the center. And again, lots of pictures, very well received, and we love getting families out at Silly Mountain. So our regular program, so rock painting, first Friday of every month, so we'll be there this Friday. I've seen Judy there. So great crowds, 30 or more each Friday. We are Paint with Pints, like you guys have already mentioned. Every single one of them has been full. We might have had a last minute cancellation due to somebody being sick or whatnot, but every single one of them has filled. So if you are interested, I would highly recommend getting registered early. We had our Hee Haw Hootenanny. That was our partnered event with the Bray Club and East Valley Back Horsemen. These are two independent nonprofits that want to do or have done events with us, and we paired them together. Parks and Recreation was kind of the bridge. So the Bray Club had their Borough Run, which is about 3 miles, and then they had an obstacle course that you could register your donkey in. They had some kid activities, and then East Valley Back Horsemen, they had events and activities for the horse people. So, and then essentially Parks and Rec, we helped, with the music and the art and the crafting and all the kids. It kind of served as the bridge. It was our first year. We have learned a lot, but we are excited with the idea of moving forward. It is really nice to be able to use our rodeo grounds, but it not be us always running the programs out there. So we were able to get 2 great entities that absolutely love that area to be able to bring an event there. And it was just fun watching the kids try to barrel race on their, stick horses. And then it was also fun to watch the donkeys try to do an obstacle course. Some of them were very good and some of them were not. So we also have 2 new pickleball instructors. So first ever, we are offering, we've had pickleball lessons before. We offered in-house, but we do have an external. She is a certified pickleball instructor who is teaching out at Prospector Park. And then we also have indoor out at the Multi-Gen Center where you can take classes. So if you wanted to learn to play the sport, but are too afraid to get out there, you can sign up and take a class. Upcoming is the Lost Dutchman Marathon and our wellness event. So I don't want the marathon to overshadow that we've moved our wellness event on the same weekend to serve at packet pickup. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. Right now we're sitting at about 26 to 28 vendors. So you don't have to be a runner to see us on Saturday at the Multi-Gen Center. Come by for the wellness event. It is free. And then the marathon takes place on Sunday. So if you're not volunteering at the race, I recommend that you help us out and just stay off the roads until afternoon. So that would be helpful. We are also have Lost Dutchman Days coming up, which all of you guys are very aware about, but I did want to just bring back a little bit of information because I think you guys asked. But Lost Dutchman Days, again, remember both of these, Lost Dutchman Marathon and Lost Dutchman Days, we are just a sponsor. These are not our events. They have a nonprofit. Lost Dutchman Marathon Incorporated is a nonprofit agency. And then the Lost Dutchman Days Rodeo is put on by SMPC. We aid in logistics, we aid in support, so just want that to be clear. So for the rodeo tickets, you can buy them at the Chamber of Commerce. You can buy them if they are available the day of, but I do not recommend that. If you're wanting to go down to the Chamber, they get a portion of those sales. You'll have your ticket in hand. And then I recommend that you get there early. So rodeo starts at 1:30 and seating is first come, first serve. So keep that in mind if you're going to the rodeo. We have expanded parking, so we should be able to get you in. We should be able to find you a parking spot. But if you're not leaving your house until 1:15, I will tell you, you will miss the start of the rodeo. So get there early, walk through the vendors, support them, get some fun cake, get a beer, and then get your seat and get comfortable. And then I recommend after the rodeo, you do the same exact thing. Go get more food, go get another beer or soda, walk around the vendors to help alleviate that getting in and out. You can either sit in your car and wait to get out, or you can go walk around the vendors. So, and then you will see information coming out. I don't have a flyer yet to share with you guys, but we are working on a fishing education program that we will be doing down at Painted Sky Park. Simply, we'll be down there on a Friday night, and then on a Saturday morning, we'll be down there once a month. And our goal is to help teach people about what a barbless hook is, what catch and release means, the rules and regulations of getting a license, how old do you have to be, helping them facilitate that. We're finding that we do have a lot of users that love to fish, but they just don't know the rules. And so Elliot, our outdoor recreation coordinator, along with our rangers, will be working to bring that program to fruition. The first one will be February 21st and 22nd. So if you don't want to go to the rodeo, you can go down on that Saturday and you can fish with Elliot. But you cannot do both because fishing is at 11. And so you will not have time to get to the rodeo. And so that concludes my report. That is all. We have tons of programming. There is no way that I can go through all of the programming, but our staff are gearing up for lots of things to come in the spring as well. So once again, I appreciate that you guys all feel like you have homework and you have to come back and report on being part of us. I do appreciate that. So if you're looking for volunteer time, you have a Saturday available, we can certainly put you to work. We're always happy to see you, but know that I don't judge you if you're not there. So, and neither do our staff. That concludes my report.
And Jamie, can I add, we're supposed to get more tickets we ran out, pre-sale tickets at the chamber.
We did hear today from Marianne that you guys will be getting more down at the chamber.
Yes, and also the carnival tickets are $35. If you get them pre-sale at the chamber, they're $45 out at the carnival.
So get them at the chamber.
Yeah.
Judy, were you at the chamber am I on yet? Were you at the chamber today?
Not today.
Okay, so according to Marianne, they're already there, so that if anybody
Right.
needs to get them, they're there already.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
great.
hurry and get them because they might go fast again. And
Yeah.
And heads up, last year the rodeo did sell out on Sunday, so I would definitely, I can't stress enough, get it, because they were sold out at like the opening Sunday, and there was a lot of angry people.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
if you buy it early, then you don't have to worry about it.
Right. And that's one thing about being a local. You get to hear it, where you can get them and how you can get them early. They do reserve so many for day of, but I would not count on that, and I wouldn't want to wait in that line. So just go down to the chamber, support them, get your tickets early. And it is, if you don't have tickets to the rodeo, it's a $2 entry fee. So you can go walk around. You can see, the tops of the bulls and the cowboy hats if you're just walking around. But for $2, you can go get your funnel cake and have a beer, walk around the vendors and support them that way
And,
too.
and entertainment too. There's a lot of great entertainment out there.
Bands, yeah.
Nice. Thank you very much. All right, now we got an introduction of the new Youth and Senior Services Coordinator.
Thank you. So, we did mention that we have been moving around and we've been fortunate enough to be able to hire some new folks. I will mention also, for those of you that do know Jake and have worked with him in the past, he is no longer with us. He's gone and got his grown-up job. So we are recruiting for a rec assistant position that would fill Jake's role, and we are recruiting for an aquatics recreation because Julia Ferraldi accepted the position as aquatics and MGC program coordinator. So we'll be introducing her. She's away at an aquatics conference, so she's not here tonight. But we did share with you guys, we did fill the role of our Youth and Senior Services Coordinator with Jody Dutra. She should definitely be a familiar face because she has been working with us since 2015 when she started at the Multi-Gen Center as a rec leader where she roved in the evening and started in special events. So fast forward 10 years, and she's now a recreation coordinator. Jody went to ASU, and she got her degree in recreation management. Yes, or is it titled Public Service? I like recreation management. She got a job in recreation. So forks up to that, and Jody went on before she was even a coordinator and before it was even required. She went and got her certified Parks and Recreation certificate. So she has been committed to this profession, and she's been committed to AJ before she even knew that this is where she would, land a coordinator position. So I'm going to bring Jody up. I'm going to let her share a little bit about herself and maybe share with our commission why you love what you do.
Cartwheels are accepted. Go ahead.
You say cartwheels?
Heck, or whatever, backflip, I can't do it.
All right, well, yeah, hi, everybody. So, yes, I do know all of you, and I have worked with you in some capacity already. So like Jamie said, I started with Parks and Rec in 2015, part-time. I just did it, well, my friends were working here, and I was here a lot. So didn't expect a future in Parks and Recreation, but the more I worked, and then especially during COVID, I got a lot more involved and realized that this was something I wanted to pursue a career in, which is when I went back to school and got my degree. And then that allowed me to now step into this position. So, yeah, I just I'm very lucky in my position to work with many different ages, seniors and youth. But just within our department and in my position, I get a lot of opportunities to do other things, meet a lot of different people, go different places, so it's pretty awesome.
Jody, can you share a little bit about some of the other things you do for the city? So with the marketing team, wellness ambassador, just some of those different things.
Yeah, so I am on the marketing committee within our department, so I'll help out with like our reels. Oh, you guys like to see the reels. So those are always fun to make. The city's health and wellness team. So I am a representative with Riley King for the Parks and Rec department. Okay, I am also on the last session marathon committee. I'm the volunteer coordinator. I don't think any of you are like signed up for anything specific, but so if you guys are, through.
She's calling us out.
So if you guys are looking for a specific job to do Sunday during the race, you can reach out to me.
Wink, wink.
Frank will be
Okay.
busy. Frank, no, you cannot go work with Jody.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have a couple people, they just were assigned to others.
Yeah, do you guys have any questions?
I want to say a huge congratulations. I was so happy that you applied and you got that position.
Thank you.
It wasn't too long ago, you got 3 big awards from the
Yeah.
state too, so it's, you're well qualified in many ways. Good to
Oh.
see you there.
No
Thank you.
pressure, but we're gonna we need to expect some things. here.
Yeah.
I didn't see any backflips, so. you better make
I
it
can do the
happen.
cartwheel.
Oh,
damn.
Just congratulations, and yeah, you're amazing. I've got to see you in action. You've worked with my kids, and we used to be in the gym together on when you were done with work. But you're a great person, and we're lucky to have you as part of
thank you.
the department. So
You're not stopping the reels, are you?
No.
Okay.
I'll still be working on the reels.
I enjoy those. I was like, cool.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jody. If you see her leave, it's because she's got to get over to the marathon meeting that's actually happening at the same time.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we got some old business. Gotta flip my paper here. We got a presentation, discussion, and update on the rodeo grounds from Dave.
So, in our last meeting, I know that there was an ask for an update on the rodeo grounds. So, a couple things. In September is when we originally signed the contract with J2 Design to start the actual design process. So then in October of last year, we had our design kickoff meeting where we all met with J2 to just begin the entire process of designing the master plan concept. In November, we also had another meeting with J2 and DFDG, who is the vertical architect for the project, to go over vertical portions of the master plan, so buildings, bleachers, things like that. In November, we then met with LDD Planning Committee to get their input on just the overall design, where we were at, design elements, amenities in the master plan. And then we also spent some time with both Supervision Fire and Medical and AJPD so that they could give input on those buildings and design elements for the design process also. Then in January of this year, we had a follow-up meeting with J2 where we updated layouts and locations of amenities just based on all of those user groups, and then SFMD, AJPD, all of the comments and input we got from them, we took back to J2 so they can incorporate those comments or ideas into the design. And then just late last week, we actually got our first set of 30% design documents for review. So as of today, that's where we're at, is 30% design, and those are currently being reviewed by both us in-house here. We've sent them to the city's engineering department. Development Services is taking a look at them, as well as all the public works engineers and things like that. So early stages of design. I threw this in here because we're just really proud of the master plan and really want to show it off anytime that we can. So again, if anyone forgot, this is the approved master plan. And then another reminder that we are phasing the design of the entire master plan. So we are currently, those 30% design documents are for everything in the blue phase 1 section that you see there. So again, it's not anything real eye-catching. It's infrastructure, it's grading, it's drainage, it's boring stuff like electricity and data and water. But it is the base of everything we need out there at that facility. The biggest, I'm gonna say eye-catching kind of thing is that Ramada. That 40 by 94 Ramada is in phase 1, as well as ADA access and ADA parking. So those are kind of the biggest visible signs of progress out there. We are in design for phase 2, which that's where the buildings come in. So that's bleachers, buildings, all of that red area. But those design documents are not expected back until July of 2026. So whenever you get into vertical design, it takes a lot of engineering, a lot of design work, a lot of time to get those kind of documents back. So that's why there's such a big lead time for phase 2. It's just a lot of engineering that goes into putting buildings up. So as part of the 30% design phase, we have some renderings. I'm actually going to hop out of this and take you to a bigger image of some of these. So this is just a floor plan, one of the office buildings out there, so there will be an on-site maintenance yard. So there'll be office space for staff. There'll be a conference room. If people want to come out and rent the facility, they can have meeting space out here. There's also a check-in building, so where contestants can come check in for the rodeo. We've also incorporated an actual in-place first aid building or room into that building. So there's a permanent spot for first aid. So fire and medical can go in there if someone needs a little more treatment, that they can't just put a Band-Aid on and send them back out. They have a room to go in and treat people. Part of this building is also a awning overhang that we have lovingly called the Cowboy Kitchen, because that's where they cook up stuff for rodeo contestants, VIPs, all of those kinds of things. And back they have their hot dogs and brats and things out there. So we've included that into the design as well. And then this is probably the big one that everyone's most interested in, and this is just a elevation shot of the Ramada. So a couple things that you're going to see on here is just the exterior elevation of the Ramada in this top left. And then these are the siding kind of options that we're looking at right now for the columns. One of the cool things I really want to point out is there are 4 12-foot fans in there. There's festoon lighting, so those bulbs you see in the backyard. And all of this drawing here, this sort of thin line hash mark, is an actual, we're going to call it a pergola, but it's like a trellis pergola that extends out underneath the main body of the Ramada itself. When you see actual renderings of it, it would be a great place to hold a wedding, concerts. Like it's a pretty amazing addition to the Ramada. So that's this. These renderings are a little harder to see. I didn't actually add them to the full blown, but it's kind of just a side view of that Cowboy Kitchen on the right, so you can see that overhang off the building. And then the other one is just, again, a side elevation view of the office building. I always like to bring this up just because it is the biggest question and the biggest hurdle to completely redoing the rodeo grounds. So phase 1, opinion of probable cost, is about $4.5 million. Phase 2 is right in the $9 million range, and phase 3 is about, we're going to call it $9 million. It's close enough to just call it $9 million. And the one thing that I really want to stress to everybody too is that these estimates are 2024 pricing. So that pricing could change. It could go up, could go down. We don't know. It's just construction's a very fluid market, and the cost is always sort of an unknown. But this is our baseline. This is what this is going to be the bottom of pricing on the entire project.
I was just going to add to that, the nice thing is that J2 will be doing cost estimates all along the way, so we'll get 30% estimates, 60%, 90%. So we'll be getting those along the way as we help work on our budgets.
And part of that is our moving into our next steps is that 60% design documents are expected sometime in May. We'll get final construction documents, hopefully by June, maybe early July. And then once we have those, the next and last step would be to determine the construction funding and then construction schedule. So once we have a set of construction documents, then we'll go figure out what funding we do have and then what the construction schedule would be, because we obviously want to work around our major events that are out there and see how we can stagger construction in a way that doesn't impact the marathon, rodeo, the tractor show, all of the big things that we have going on out there. We're going to have to work construction around that, so that will add a little bit of tricky timeline to the overall construction process.
Is there a plan for art out there like we did with the dog park?
I'm sure that there is, but I'll let Liz answer
But
that
would
one.
be way, I would imagine, way later.
So all of we have to follow the development code for art, and so we do have to pay whatever we're going to spend on construction. We're in the same boat as everybody else, if there's that 1% or however much it is that has to go towards art. So more than likely there will be, whether it'll be in a first or a later phase, I'm not sure, but then the Public Art Commission will make those, work on that process and make those final decisions, obviously with our input. So yes, there should be something coming up in one of those phases.
Dave, the RV parking, those 32 spaces, that's all dry camping? That'll just be basically dirt? Is it-
So in the 30s, there are, I don't want to say for sure, I believe that we are actually connecting them to the septic that's there, but I'd got to go dig a little bit deeper into the 30s to see how that pans out. The septic that's there now is massive for the site as is, but the idea would be that there would be some sort of hookup, and it might only be water, it may not be septic. It just depends on how much they can add to that tank that's existing.
Are you talking the ones that are right there by the arena? There's also the 32 spaces out in the parking lot.
Yeah, so the idea is that there'll be some sort of hookup, whether that's just water and electric, or if we can add septic to it, we're just not far enough into the drawings to figure out what all that we can have. Minimum would be water and electric.
Oh, that'd be great for those 32.
Really quickly, the 32 you're talking, so the white that's along in the parking lot is the ADA spaces. The other part is on the inside of the fence where the 30 or the 22 on one side and then however many on that, they're on the inside of the fence. But yeah.
And entrance is where, Dave?
The entrance?
Mm-hmm.
So the entrance, if you, right here, you can kind of see overhead entry.
Overhead
feature.
entry.
It's the same main entry we have now.
Okay.
And then the same main entrance points we have off of Lost Dutchman. So in the southwest corner and then almost directly south of the main entrance from the parking lot, there's another one off of Lost Dutchman.
On that Cowboy Kitchen, so is that going to be a commercial kitchen?
It's not a commercial kitchen. We put a 3-bay sink in just so that they had health department standards, but it's not an actual commercial kitchen. It's really just a serving or a.
But it's going to be for them personally. They're not cooking to serve food to the residents.
Yes, it
Public,
will be for the public.
It will, yeah.
It just has to be, it's regulated by the health department. So right now, they come out and the health department, they apply for a health permit for the existing shade structure that they have. This would just be the same thing. They'd come out and apply, and case by case, whenever an event is having something there, they would be regulated.
In other words, not a huge barbecue grill type of thing. I mean, huge smoker grill kind of thing.
Well, if you're cooking for 1,000 people, there's rules on that.
They're
Yeah,
not.
we're well aware that there are rules. So and right now, currently, they can come and do those things. The health department just gets involved. It's just not a commercial grade kitchen where there's the things that you were talking about. People would have to bring those in. Different areas would be setting up, and then they'd be applying for an event health application, just like they do now at the Rodeo Grounds.
If I'm correct, I believe it's the Booster Club that typically does it, and they usually do like burgers and hot dogs. And it's not limited to, but it's usually for the rodeo participants. So it's over on that side of things. So it's easy access. So they don't have to go out to the main vendors down on the southern portion of where vendors go. So it's kind of a smaller operation. So it's not like carnival. It's whoever's in the rodeo grounds.
Yeah,
And
but
ju-
it
and
is
just-
open to the public. So
Yeah.
it goes through all the regular public health department regulations. And just keep in mind that this is a rodeo event center that's going to have all kinds of different things. So we all think of the things that are happening for the rodeo, but there will be a multitude of events that will utilize this for those exact same things. And then they will just have to follow those same principles. In order to have an event, our special event liaison, the person who's managing all that is Riley. She'd be working with them on, here are the stipulations in order to use it. They have to go through all of those checks. We do that now at all of our parks. So we have, anytime somebody's doing any kind of a food booth, that's really what it is in the long run, right, Jamie, from your experience? But that's pretty common as of now.
So is that what the Cowboy Kitchen would kind of be considered, like a food booth?
Yep.
And just to
That makes
clarify,
more sense then. That I can understand better.
Just for clarity here, we call it the Cowboy Kitchen. There's no kitchen equipment in it. There's no
Oh,
oven,
okay,
there's no
so- all right, so
stove,
that's
there's
what's
no
throwing me
refrigerator.
off then. Okay.
It's just,
Covered.
it's just a nickname for
Okay.
that area. So there's a sink there and a long, we're gonna call it serving table. There's no, there's no
And by the,
oven.
and that's what a cowboy kitchen is. So it's like you got off into the range and the guy who does the cooking for all of the workers, it's a cowboy kitchen. It's a impromptu pop-up.
Yeah, it's like an
But
open air
the
space.
rest of that facility is for a lot of other reasons. So again, our first aid check-in for not only the rodeo grounds, but plenty of other events, and then, you know, substantial storage, because that is a other major need out there.
Will you be applying for grants? Or are there
Yes.
even grants available for something like this?
I'm sure there are grants. There's not gonna be a $9 million grant, but we will look into any grant opportunity that would fit out here.
Good luck with that.
Exciting stuff.
It is. We're very excited.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Looks like we got no business for this, or no new business for this evening. No call to the public. We're moving right along. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if there are anything that you would like to suggest or recommend to be added to the next agenda for a meeting, now is the time. So if anybody has questions, comments, concerns, little update on anything. Nothing? All right, we're moving right along. Boop, boop. Okay. So I'm going to ask for a motion in regards to the meeting dates, times, and locations.
Madam Chair, I move that the Parks and Recreation Commission hold a regular meeting on March 5th, 2025 at 6 PM in the City Council chambers located at 300 East Superstition Boulevard.
And may I have a second?
I second.
All right. May I have a roll call, please?
D.L. Kine,
Yes.
Cheryl Bigelow,
Yes.
Felicia Madrid,
Yes.
Judy Bory,
Yes.
Frank Schoenbeck,
Yes.
and Heather Moeller.
Yes.
And that motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. All right, then we're going to go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 6:53. Thank you very much.